Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. The decades-long Arctic melting scam is collapsing in real time. Arctic sea ice extent is in the normal range and melting has slowed to a crawl very early this summer. Extent is up 31% from 10 years ago. Summer at the North Pole has ended with temperatures dropping to the freezing line. Temperatures over the ice pack are forecast to be below freezing through the end of the month. There's more sea ice now than there was 15 years ago when, at the Nobel Prize ceremony, Al Gore predicted an ice-free Arctic by the year 2014.
Another new study to be presented by U.S. Navy researchers later this week warns it could happen in as little as 7 years. 7 years from now. In the last few months, it has been harder and harder to misinterpret the signs that our world is spinning out of kilter.
There's a lot more sea ice around Siberia now than there was on this date in 1990. Dozens of ships got trapped in that ice last autumn. Arctic sea ice is a lot closer to the coast of Alaska and Siberia than it was in this 1971 National Geographic map. Temperatures over the Greenland ice sheet are also extremely cold. And the surface mass balance of the Greenland ice sheet is well above normal once again this year, as it has been for 4 out of the last 6 years. The surface mass balance is the difference between the amount of snow which falls every year and the amount which melts off the surface. This means that for 4 out of the last 6 years, including this year, Greenland's surface has gained an unusually large amount of ice. And almost all of the ice gain has been at lower elevations where the press claims the ice is melting. 10 years ago, an iceberg broke off of Greenland's Petermann Glacier, which the press blamed on climate change. Let's take a look at satellite imagery of the Petermann Glacier. This was the ice edge on July 3, 2012. And this was the ice edge on August 14, 2012. So you can see how large the iceberg was, which broke off between July 3rd and August 14th, 2012. But now on August 16th, 2022, the glacier has grown back and is probably bigger than it was on July 3rd, 2012. The Petermann Glacier has grown about 10 kilometers over the last 10 years, but the press isn't reporting on that. The press is still claiming that the Petermann Glacier is melting down. And the press is still propagating exactly the same disinformation campaign that Arctic sea ice is melting and that Greenland is melting down. The Arctic melting scam is dependent on the fact that very few people actually visit the Arctic and that a significant percentage of the population will believe any disinformation which the press says. It will be interesting to see how long CNN, USA Today, and the rest of the press are able to continue pushing the same lies. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on these frauds in the press, politics, and academia for the past 14 years. You can visit him, Kyrie Caesar, Toki, and Upla on the web at RealClimateScience.com.